Welcome to the Rockabye Revenue Podcast with me, Abby Watson. I'm a mum of 4 and a business strategist, and I train people to become hypnobirthing teachers. In the last decade, I've built a thriving baby business that grew beyond my wildest dreams. This podcast is for you if you run a business or dream of running a business in the birth and baby industry. You want to change lives whilst making more money. I'm talking about creating sustainable income whilst being present for the people that matter most. I believe for our baby businesses to have the impact we desire, we must be rewarded. On this podcast, expect me to share actionable strategies without the jargon. I've been where you are. I've built a business while raising 4 little ones, and now I'm here to help you turn your passion into profit while creating the life you've always dreamed of. So let's get started. Hello, lovely ones. Welcome to another episode of the Rockabye Revenue. And you're probably listening knee deep in the summer. Because here in the UK, it is the summertime. If you've got school-aged children, no doubt your children are off and it is the summer juggle whilst you are running your business. Now, you might be experiencing a little slump in your bookings right now. And you might be like me 9 years ago thinking, oh my gosh, what is going on? Why have my bookings dried up? A year later, when the same thing happened, I realised there was a little pattern to this. And it's a pattern that I've noticed most years. August and December tend to be my times where I get less bookings. And guess what? That's true for so many businesses, not just in the baby business world. So many businesses, unless they're to do with activities, holidays, tourism, often they have a slump this time of year. And when we think about the baby business industry, this can be so true. Like, I know some of you that listen to this run baby and toddler activities, and maybe you run your services simply term time only because you know that when it comes to the school holidays, less of your mums can come because they've got other kids or they've got holidays going on, you know? When we also think about where people are spending their money right now, often that money is redirected to things like trips, holidays, attending people's weddings. The focus can be quite different. So this can sometimes impact the number of bookings that you get. Now, I want you to hear that with a deep reassurance, knowing that if you're experiencing a slump, you are not alone and it's not personal, and actually this might be a great time to work on other areas of your business. So if you're experiencing a slump right now and you are thinking, oh my gosh, what shall I do with my time? And maybe deep panic is setting in, please hear me when I say this might be simply a normal dip that is going to pick right up once September comes. And if you have capacity to still work on your business, actually there's some great things, actionable things that you can be getting on with whilst you are in this short season. Now, if actually this slump has come at a great time for you because actually you want to be taking time off your business, fabulous, you know, win-win. So for me, August and December being quiet, well, actually, they're my favourite times to do other stuff. They're my favourite times to be more present with my children, to be making memories. So I'm okay with it. But actually, I don't want to completely ignore my business. So I'm going to be sharing 3 actionable things you can be doing to make this slow season work for you rather than against you. So are you ready? So number 1 thing you can do is strengthen your foundations. So this is the kind of stuff we can ignore when we have got a busy diary full of sessions and clients. We overlook the structural things of your business because it can always be done later. And this slow season of your business can be the ideal time to do it. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about looking at the things you are offering clients, your services, your packages, your courses, looking at them with a fresh eye and thinking, are they what I want them to be? Are they working for me the way that they have been previously? Is there anything that I need to tweak? Anything that I could improve? Or anything that I could actually relaunch? Or maybe, is there anything that I want to ditch altogether? It's that all-important time to have a review and really thinking about strengthening your foundations. That might include looking at your website or your social media channels, having a look at what you've actually written on there. Is that current? Does it need updating? Does it need improving? This is fantastic time to do those little things that can have a big impact long term. Perhaps when people sign up to your class or course or session, you send them a welcome email. When was the last time that you actually looked at that welcome email and tweaked it and updated it and thought about a new way of explaining something that might help people even more? So looking at these things that we rinse and repeat, that we use really often, and taking, and it might only be half an hour, to review them and update them, ready to use time and time again back when bookings are booming. Number 2 thing that you can do during this slow season is nurture your audience. So maybe you have some lovely followers on Instagram, or maybe you have a Facebook group, or maybe you have an email list. And maybe in the mix of being really busy and not having the capacity to focus on it, you haven't been nurturing those relationships as much as you can now. Using this time to really focus on building those relationships again. So maybe it's creating a mini series of emails that are really what your potential clients need to hear. Or maybe it's even showing up more on your Instagram stories with not information, but just general behind the scenes stuff. Connecting with them with relatable content, things where they can connect with you as the face of your business. Now, if your business is quiet, is a perfect time to be doing that. Maybe you want to do some live videos. I mean, live videos was something that 6 years ago was the thing to do. And these days, less of us do them. And that doesn't mean that they're kind of lost and not worth doing anymore. They take a bit of time, but actually, if somebody watches and they really connect with you, that is the start of a journey, and you are planting these seeds that are going to be booming later on in your business. So you might dabble in live video to really encourage and nurture those relationships. Number 3, could be to build future assets. So using this quiet time in your business to get ahead. So maybe you regularly like to post a blog. Well, sit down and write 4 blogs. Don't publish them all at the same time, but you've got them there ready for the future. Or maybe you want to batch some social media content or even create some video content or reels. Get in ahead so that you have got all these fabulous assets to use again and again back when you are busy. My goodness, you are going to be thanking yourself so much back when you're in the thick of it. Or maybe there's something in your business that you have been meaning to do forever. You know, maybe you've heard people talking about having a lead magnet and having a nurture sequence of emails, and it's always been one of those things that you'll do. You'll get round to doing one day. Well, maybe now is your time. So this could be your opportunity to build that lead magnet, to create the email sequence so it's there as a strong asset in your business. Or perhaps the asset that you're going to build is training in something new. Perhaps, forever you've been thinking of adding a service to your wonderful baby business. Maybe you've been thinking of training as a hypnobirthing teacher or becoming a doula or adding baby massage. Perhaps this quieter time in your business could be the perfect time to take the strong steps forward to that. And if it is training as a hypnobirthing teacher, do get in touch. I've got a fab quiz for you to do that will tell you if becoming a hypnobirthing teacher is right for you. All you need to do is DM me on Instagram the word quiz and it will be sent right over for you to complete and you'll get that immediate response. So yeah, it might be the time to expand, to build those future assets, to do those things that actually you are going to be so thankful for long term. And remember, as much as it might be a slow summer, this is the time to sow those seeds that are going to be reaping the benefits for months to come. And remember, running a business isn't usually linear. As in, there will be peaks and troughs. There will be highs and lows. You might have 20 bookings one month and 4 bookings another. That's how business goes. And you might be in the low season. And that's okay, because what goes down must come up again. You're going to come up, and actually using this time to your advantage is going to be such time well spent. So I hope that's been useful. Please do share with me what you are going to use this time to do, and I shall see you next time for another episode of Rockabye Revenue. Take care. Bye. Thank you for listening to Rockabye Revenue. I hope this episode has left you with some fresh ideas and bundles of motivation. If you enjoyed this episode, do make sure you click subscribe so you never miss an installment. And if you found this episode useful, I'd love you forever if you leave a 5-star review, helping this podcast reach the ears of more of the helpers in this world. And remember, keep changing lives. See you next time.